Hello, my name is Randy Gregg, and I'm the president of FunTeam Alberta.
Back in the day, 1990, what was the motivation, reasoning for starting FunTeam Alberta?
So in 1990, I was playing with the hockey team here in Edmonton, and obviously we all had really great experiences playing sports at a number of different levels. And I wasn't particularly worried about my children because they were going to be pretty athletic. Their mom is quite athletic. What I worried about was kids that didn't have the opportunity or weren't going to get the opportunity to play sports, whether it's competitive sports or recreational sports. So we thought we'd form an organization that allowed everyone, not just the best athletes, not the richest athletes, but every athlete the opportunity to come and have some fun playing a sport that they enjoyed.
Why did you get FunTeam?
Well, I will take no credit for that whatsoever. I had been to a couple of Olympics, and I wanted to call it the Olympian Sport Club. And the thinking was, as an Olympian, you know, the motto is higher, faster, stronger. And I thought that was really appropriate because all we wanted to do was allow these kids to become faster, stronger, and higher in an area of enjoyment. Well, of course, everyone else said, but Randy, the Olympian is such an elitist type of idea, it doesn't make any sense. So fortunately, we had a board member who was part of Alberta Government Telephones, AGT at that time, and they were bringing in somebody from Toronto to spend a whole lot of money to figure out a new name that ended up being TELUS, and we all know about TELUS now. We asked him his opinion. He said, well, what do you really want in this group? Well, we want the kids to have fun. We want them to be involved in sports, and we want to create a team environment. So we sat down, and it didn't cost us anything because we didn't have any money back then. And he said, well, why don't you call it FunTeam? And everyone said, yeah, that makes sense. So FunTeam was started.
What did a FunTeam look like when you guys first started?
So about 3 or 4 criteria for FunTeam when it started. First of all, low cost. We realized that no child should not be able to play a sport they wanted because their parents couldn't afford it. We realized that every child should have that opportunity. Secondly, if it's going to be low cost, that means it's less cost for facilities. So our idea initially was to play hockey outdoors. Lots of outdoor hockey facilities, especially in northern Alberta, that would give kids a chance to go out and have some fun. The third thing was less competition. Now, there's always inherent competition in every sport, but we realized that a lot of kids went home and had a bad day because they lost 2-1 or had a great day because they won 2-1. And so we thought, that doesn't make any sense. Why don't we make sure they all go home and saying, I had a great day. And so that means less focus on winning and losing and more focus on having fun. The fourth component, and we realized back then and even more so now, that parents, of course, are the most interested in their child's development, both socially, physically, mentally, emotionally, and team-wise. And so we thought if we could bring those parents out of the stands, yelling and screaming either positive or negative things, and put them on the ice, wouldn't that be a great opportunity? And then the parents could actually physically interact. That's gone by the wayside a little bit. It doesn't with us. I could have 1 assistant coach or 15 assistant coaches as long as they're there having fun with the kids and directing them in the proper way that makes some sense. So this idea of parental involvement in a positive way, making sure that the other 3 components take care of themselves, it was an interesting concept.
Why should FunTeam be for everyone? Or why should sports just be for everyone?
You know, people often come up and say, you won 5 Stanley Cups, you had a successful career, and often I nod, and if I know the person well enough, I said, no, I just won 5 Stanley Cups. That doesn't mean I had a successful career. I picked the right team to play, and we had to win more games than we lost. I think what a successful career is when my daughter or son retires at 65 years old, because that experience when they were young was such a positive one that they stayed in good shape. From a cardiovascular fitness standpoint, they didn't get overweight, they didn't become sedentary. We know that right now the biggest concern for all of us in medicine is smoking, and secondly is obesity or a sedentary lifestyle. So simply from a medical standpoint, we want people to continue to participate at whatever level. But a 65-year-old can't play in the NHL. But as we see in every community rink at 11 o'clock at night, a 65-year-old can participate. So what we need to do is make sure that the successes when that 65-year-old was 10 is a positive one, and they don't retire from their sport at 14. Unfortunately, organized sport does it gives wonderful opportunities for young people, girls and boys, to participate. We just want to make sure that participation goes on into adulthood as well.
How important are our volunteers to our organization?
So one of the questions we had, again, I don't value my son or daughter's experience to the person in Lethbridge or Drumheller or Grand Prairie. And so part of the strategy that the FunTeam group had is how can we expand this to every community in Alberta in a way that can be reproduced well and easily. And as we all know, people in Alberta are great volunteers. When they believe in something strongly, they do a great job. So our job with FunTeam was to set together a premise or a philosophy that could be followed by an active parent who said, maybe I can't skate very well, but I can throw pucks on the ice. Or I can't hit a baseball, but I can throw underhand to my 7-year-old. And give them opportunities like that. FunTeam is made up of volunteers, and that's the greatest experience because as we all know, the more we give, the more we get back.
Why did you feel it was important to start the Lenora FunTeam group this past summer?
So another generation. I have 5 years ago I had one grandchild, now I have 10, so they're all nice and young. And so I wanted to share the opportunity to give them the excitement that I think we gave our children when they were that age. I hope they go and play competitive baseball or soccer or football or dance or music, whatever they want. I just want their granddad to say and show them that participation is what it's all about and how excited they are. So we never talk about goals or home runs or wins or losses, but how much fun they had. And you know, they always have fun.